Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me here today at Re-Written Vintage Homestead. The boys and I are getting ready for Valentine's Day, so you know what that means. We need to get you cracking. Marshall, are you cracking walnuts for your sweetheart? Ouch. So I wanted to show you why nuts are so expensive. I totally get it. I took a bag, now I still have about 4 of these left. This size of walnuts that I harvested in the fall, and I cracked all of those open last night and took out the nut meats. And so out of all of these nuts, this is all I got as far as nut meat. And so let's see what that equates to, if I can do it without spilling. Almost, what do we have here? 1.5 cups, maybe, almost 2 cups. I think you can see that. I think I have 1.5 cups here of nut meat out of all of these nuts. Oh, as soon as I took that lid off, boy, you can smell those black walnuts. They smell good. Happy Valentine's Day, friends. Mwah! I want to thank you so much for everything that you've done for me this year. My subscriber count is almost up to 1,600. I'm very excited about that. I'm starting to be monetized. I'm very excited about that as well. But most of all, I've made some wonderful, dear friends all over the world. And so today I wanted to do something fun for Valentine's Day. I had harvested a whole lot of black walnuts here on the homestead in the fall, and I want to make some fudge. So I found a wonderful recipe that's called Martha Washington's fudge. Now, I did some investigating, and no, Martha had nothing to do with fudge. She had nothing to do with walnuts. However, there used to be a candy store in the late 1890s that was called Martha Washington's Candies. Don't know how they came up with that name, but it was fairly famous right before the Great Depression. There were several stores throughout the United States at that time. They went out of business in the, I believe, early 1920s, but they made, it's kind of like Fannie Mae. Yeah, Fannie Mae. And so they made confectionaries, candies, fudge, all those sweet things that after the Depression, during the Depression, people just didn't have the money to indulge in. So we're going to use my black walnuts today. If you didn't have a black walnut tree, run to the store and get you a little pack of them. I've never made these before, so I hope they turn out great, but it'll be fun, and it's a beautiful day, so let's get going. So the first thing we want to do is to butter or grease a 9 by 13 inch baking pan, which I have done here. Now in our bowl, we are going to take 12 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Let's get every last one. There we go. And we are going to mix that with a bar of sweet German chocolate. Do your best at breaking these into pieces. They're kind of hard. We're going to melt them, so don't worry if you can't get them too small. But they come in a bar like so, and you work it, making them into smaller pieces. It takes a little bit of work. You might want to get a knife to do that. There, now we're getting it. This is the hardest part of the whole thing, is breaking the German chocolate. You know, I don't know if I have ever tasted a square of German chocolate right out of the package. Let's see. It's hard. Well, of course, chocolate's delicious, no matter what kind of chocolate. But I'm wondering, why is this so different? Does anybody know? If you know, leave a comment below and let me know. It has sweet chocolate, sugar, cocoa butter, soy lectin. Contains soy. So if you have a problem with that, and it may contain milk. It's more bitter than the semi-sweet chocolate, but it's still good. I wonder what makes it German, though. Does anybody know? Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so now to this, we're going to add our marshmallow cream. And we are going to want 2 cups of marshmallow cream. Let me grab a spoon. You know, I had a little difficulty finding marshmallow cream. I bet they carry it real heavy around Christmas time. And then they probably don't carry as much throughout the year. But yeah, it wasn't the easiest thing to find. So I'm going to dish up 2 cups of this. And then we're going to move on. So over here I have my 2 cups of marshmallow cream, my package of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and a package of German sweet chocolate. All in there. And now I'm going to take my pan here and I'm going to add 4.5 cups of sugar. This is not for anyone who's dieting. Just to let you know. These are sweets for our sweets on this special occasion. And I'm going to add some butter, 2 tablespoons of butter. Evaporated milk, 1.5 cups of that. I do love the taste of evaporated milk. I know you're not supposed to drink it right out of the can, but Mrs. Re-Ritten can. Yeah, buddy. All right, so we have 1.5 cups of that. We're going to add that to our sugar and our butter. And we're going to put that on the stove. So now everything has come to a nice boil and melted down. It's got this beautiful caramel color. I'm going to add just a dash of salt. And I'm going to set my timer. I'm going to let that boil at a rolling boil for 1 minute. Then I'm going to reduce it to simmer and let it simmer for 7. Sugar and our butter are done simmering. And we are going to add that to the marshmallow cream, little at a time, and the chocolate. Ooh. And we're just going to keep working it until it's all in there and it starts to melt. I have a feeling I'm going to have to transfer it to my bigger pot over here. Probably be easier. Let's do that. We're just going to add it right all into the big pot. Oh, it's heavy. You know, this only took like 15 minutes because you do have to let it simmer for 7. So about 15 minutes to make. Not that long. Now we're going to try to get everything all melted in here. chocolatey goodness. Mm-mm. Just keep working it. It's rather thick. Smush those marshmallows against the side of the pan. Mmm. There we go. It's coming together now. Try to get since my spoon's hot, I'm going to try to get a little more of this chocolate out. Here we go. Keep working it and working it and working it. And I'm going to add my black walnuts that I harvested. Now the recipe calls for 2 cups of those if you'd like. You don't even have to add nuts. I only had a cup and a half out of what I worked on last night. So that's what I'm going to use. It's not going to hurt a thing. I am really excited that you can go out in your yard and not even have to plant anything, weed anything. You could go to the park, you could go wherever and just forage for food. Nuts are a lot of work. I'm not going to lie. But do you know how much a cup and a half of black walnuts would have cost me at the store? Right now, they're about $10. So I think I have this mixed up really well. We're going to pour it into our pan here. 9 by 13 greased. And I honestly think we could have went with an even larger pan than what the recipe asked for, because these are going to be big, thick pieces of fudge in a 9 by 13. I think you could have done 2 pans that were not as deep. Yum. I mean, that's going to make some thick fudge, everybody. But now I'm going to let this sit at room temperature until it's set. That's probably going to take 5 or 6 hours, so we'll check back after that. This recipe made a lot of fudge, and look how thick that is. And the walnuts, and it is just really, really good. So I have enough, I've made enough plates that I can take them over to my kids, and I have an extra plate for Mr. Re-Ritten. And this is very rich, as fudge usually is. But what's really different about this fudge is the taste of the black walnuts really come through. It's a light, airy type of fudge. And so the flavors are just delicious. Save this recipe for special occasions like today for your loved ones. And I hope you guys give it a try. We don't have Martha to thank, but we do have Martha Washington candies. You guys, I hope you have a great week and you come back and see me. Thanks for watching.